one of the gnarliest serves on the AVP tour when he gets going. It is hard to stop. Let me hear it for the Lorax out of UCLA, Jeremy Casebeer. His partner's got a darn good serve as well, has had multiple aces in their first few matches here in Chicago, looking to keep it going. He is the mayor of defense. He is an MVP of the AVP a couple years ago, and ladies and gentlemen, he is truly an incredible defender. He is Johnny Mayer. And their opponents. Well, it doesn't happen often, but here in Chicago, they had to fight their way through the contenders bracket. We are looking at two of the best blockers and two of the best defenders on the AVP Tour in one player's box. And this first guy, who are we gonna go with first? I like it, we're on a good rhythm. We're gonna go with the big fella. And by big fella at the net, I mean the guy out of Davie, Florida, and Florida State University, Mr. Nicholas the Quickless Lucena. And his partner, the little guy out of Baden, Switzerland, the 52-time AVP Tour winner. All right, you guys know all the stats. Let's just make some noise for this one. Philip Dalhausser.
Welcome back to the first men's semifinal matchup here on Sunday at the AVP Championships 2017. This is the last event of the year and the last event of the AVP Gold Series. Nick Lucena back to serve, and we're off. Good scrappy play to start off. And Dalhausser's tooled by Johnny Mayer. I'm Triborn here on the mic, joined by the one and only Rich Lamborn, who's been holding it down all day.
Thanks for having me yet again, Tri. Really like how Johnny challenged the block aggressively there.
Making a statement early, Johnny Mayer on the big block of Phil Dalhausser. As Casebeer drops, great dig, and he delivers. 2-0, Mayer Casebeer. Now keep in mind here, we have the 8 seed playing against the 1 seed. However, early yesterday, this 8 seed right here, Casebeer and Mayer, took down the 1 seed. So really, they're kind of the favorites here in terms of momentum here in Chicago.
Yeah, playing some great volleyball. We saw them later in the day as well, and they played wonderfully.
Nice dig on that deep one from Mayer. And he tools the block once again.
Just barely out of bounds wide.
Giving up, what, 7-8 inches in height is Johnny Mayer to Phil Dalhausser?
Yeah, yep. He's got plenty of reps against Phil, though.
Yeah, and he clearly not afraid.
Going for that big block as they're up 3-0, looking to make their first final of the year, first final as a team. And there's Casebeer with the block.
And the stuff for Jeremy Casebeer. It's 4-0.
Jeremy Casebeer, 28-year-old out of Santa Barbara, California. Played indoor volleyball at UCLA before making his switch to the beach. Johnny Mayer back to serve. Serving Phil Dalhausser in the middle. Dalhausser puts that one away.
And first kill for Phil and Nick goes to Phil.
1-4, slow start from Dalhausser, Lucena, who have chosen to split block this tournament. Mostly, they're kind of loosening, staying loose. This team was really loose. I was down on the sand with them before this match, and they're just joking around and trying to have a lot of fun out here. Obviously want to win, but they've had a tough year, as most teams have. They've played in a lot of big tournaments. And they are the #1 team in the world as Casebeer bounces that one into the stands. They're just really loose. Lucena and Dalhausser having fun, and Casebeer and Mayer a little more serious, wanting this victory and looking to make their first final and finish the year on a good, big statement by maybe winning the AVP championships.
Yeah, fewer international miles accumulated for the team of Casebeer and Mayer collectively. Jeremy is back and forth between here and Brazil, as his wife Maria Salgado is Brazilian, and he plays on the Brazilian tour, as a matter of fact, in our off season. But Phil and Nick have been all over the planet playing nonstop all summer.
Nice swing from Mayer. Lucena can't handle the heat. John Mayer, national champion indoors at Pepperdine University.
I believe 2 times. Was he on both of those squads? Could have that wrong.
That one up. Maybe.
With certainty, there was 1.
Right, yeah. And the crazy part is that he was the opposite.
It was the opposite.
Alongside where Sean Rooney, the big outside, was playing outside. And you have the small 6'1" Johnny Mayer at Oppo, which is kind of rare. As Dalhausser goes up the middle for the ace.
We talked about that earlier this morning, right? That's one of the advantages to their split blocking formation, is that it frees up Philly to unload on that jump serve from the end line.
Mayer receiving serve from Phil and drops it over Nick Lucena. Nick Lucena is about a 6'2" blocker out there.
I think they have him listed as 6'1", which is probably closer to the truth.
Okay, so same as Johnny Mayer.
Compact and speedy.
And that one goes out from Jeremy Casebeer. Look out for Casebeer and Dalhausser, 2 of the top jump servers on tour. Kind of have a similar style from the line, both coming out of the middle, looking to drill it straight down the seam or out to the sidelines. There's Casebeer coming to the middle on that approach, shoots it right to Lucena. And Lucena hammers it angle off of Johnny Mayer. 6-7, Dalhausser, Lucena. There's Jeremy Casebeer getting rid of the shades.
That's his go-to swing when he's looking to uncork, right? We saw him end both sets in their morning match with that hard swing cross court. Chooses to chop the ball around quite a bit to save his shoulder, presumably, but he can really unleash in the cross court. On the topic of Jeremy's serve, saw him going kind of wrist away to the left side or sideline a bunch yesterday afternoon with impressive effectiveness.
Here's Mayer going at Lucena. Lucena taking a big look, but Mayer's 2 steps away. He tools the block once again. Great move there by Johnny Mayer. Didn't bite on the high line too early, but he kept his base position close enough to where he was within 2 steps, and he's able to lay out for it in the perfect transition off the block of Lucena. 9-6, Casebeer Mayer handling the #1 seed so far for the 2nd time in the tournament. Here's a free ball coming back over to Mayer. Stays aggressive, but Dalhausser gets that one.
That would be the difference between Phil blocking and Nick blocking.
Right. Few extra inches there. Kind of like a tap block there from Dalhausser, meaning he didn't fully load up. He just got his hands up and over quick. It's a good veteran, smart move by him. Sometimes you don't need to be big if your hands are in the right spot. Phil proving it right there. Lucena at the net. Dalhausser, Lucena down 7-9. They double up in the line, and Casebeer puts it down angle. 10-7. If you have to put your money on this match at this point, knowing that Casebeer and Mayer have been in the winner's bracket this whole tournament and already taken down Dalhausser Lucena, even though Dalhausser Lucena are the best team in the world right now, where do you put your money, Rich?
Yeah, that's a tough question. I mean, clearly I'm opposed to illegal gambling of any sort, but yeah, I mean, I really like the way Casebeer and Mayer are playing. It's just so instinctively, it's just so hard to bet against Phil and Nick, isn't it?
Right.
Was that a good non-answer?
Yes, lovely. I asked you the question because I didn't have an answer. Here's 8-10, Dalhausser Lucena.
To the outside and then just
Phil gives
outside,
Casebeer a little bit of line. He takes it but misses the line. Really tough shot to make. Looks like he would have had to put that one right on the line to get it past the block of Dalhausser. And he misses wide. 9-10. And that one's a touch.
What a swing there.
Barely finding the fingertips of Phil Dalhausser. Aiming about 10 feet out of bounds to get that touch, but it works. Johnny Mayer back to serve. Another hammer, low seam. Casebeer looks like he'd like another opportunity at that one. You know, as a blocker, you never want to see a hitter. You always want to be in position to where you can take multiple things away. And when a hitter hits a low seam on you, you always know that you're within arm's reach of that majority of the time, so it hurts to see someone put that one down on you. Lucena Dalhausser there.
Between matches today, make sure you check out Sponsor Row. You got Chicken Horse Coffee, KT Tape.
How about this setup we have, Rich?
It's unbelievable.
Once again, Josh Glazebrook coming through with beautiful setup here in Chicago, changing it up every year, getting better and better. This is the nicest day of all three of the days. It's just gotten better and better. First day was it was windy. It was almost stormy on the lake. The waves were coming up onto the side courts and into the players' tent. Now the lake's glassy, sunny, hot. Stands are full.
The sun is literally shining on the AVP Championships. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day. We're getting a little bit of a breeze as the day goes on here. Finally, the American flag there is blowing in the wind.
Cannot complain. Nice pass out of the middle. Tough serve from Dalhausser, but Mayer handles it, makes the read. Here's Casebeer coming out of the middle, going at Dalhausser. Dalhausser goes high. Great touch from Casebeer. Mayer gives him a shot. Tough play to make there, though, as Casebeer hits it into the net.
As well as they're playing defense, I think you just have to get that one in the court, right?
Yeah.
More than likely not going to kill it, but give yourselves a chance because you're touching balls and you're giving yourselves opportunities.
Here's Lucena from the right back of the court. Casebeer passes it to the deep corner. Mayer gives him a chance, but Casebeer hits that one in the net once again, I believe. Or did he net?
I'm not sure what he's arguing.
Either way, I think he lost the point.
Did he think that it trickled onto Phil's side?
He net and it was on his side, so.
Either way, that's a point for Phil and Nick.
Yeah. 12 all. Serving up the middle. It's Lucena. Okay, Phil Dalhausser doing what he does best, being a huge presence at the net. Really nice move right there as he dives out to the line and funnels that one back into the court. That's a nice block.
I think the thing that he does better than any other blocker in the world is as he's making that move to the line, his left hand is still closing the seam.
Right.
This time Jeremy swinging one by the block.
And he misses that one. As Casebeer and Mayer tie it up. John Mayer, the lefty. That one's on the back line. Ace from Johnny Mayer.
Johnny taking the lead back.
Mayer and Casebeer with the 1-point lead, looking to get a 2-point lead on the side switch. Nice seam swing there. Lucena watching, seeing Casebeer drop. Good location on that swing.
If I'm a blocker and I pull against Tri-Born, are you typically trying to go right at me? Or are you trying to carve up an angle?
If I think that you dropped too early, or sorry, too late, then I think you're not in position to make a good dig. I'm coming at you. Because I know that if you're off balance and moving backwards, there's no way you're going to dig me bringing the heat. But if you do get set, then I'm going to have to pick my spots. Either go down the line in the seam or maybe an off speed. Lucena, or Dalhausser misses that one by about an inch. Almost returned the favor for the ace there. Casebeer Mayer up 1.
You're relying on your own vision, your partner communicating to you, a combination of the two.
Exactly. And I mean, it's really about what you're feeling in that situation. And Casebeer hammers the line, but Lucena handles it somehow, and then Casebeer gets the block. Casebeer feeling it, looking to finish the season with his first victory on the AVP Tour. And that's going to do it if he can continue this for the rest of this semifinals and get a shot at the championship. AVP Best Server 2016, Jeremy Casebeer, back on the line. He was also the 2014 AVP Most Improved Player, so obviously getting better each season. Still looking for his first victory on tour. Joining the likes of Stafford Slick, Taylor Crabb, and Madison McKibben, who all got their first victory on tour this season. Will it be Casebeer? The only player still in the tournament, I believe, that doesn't have a victory. As he puts that one away.
From Johnny, the sweet cross-body sharp angle turn from Jeremy Casebeer.
Well, that's an interesting fact. Well done, Tri. The only player left without a victory, huh?
(17-15). The 8 seed up. Lucena slow to get up from that pass, and Mayer makes a great dig. Here's an opportunity in trans. And Mayer's going to get another shot in transition. Tries to tool the block on the tight set. Dalhausser gets his hands out of the way. What a rally there, though. Dalhausser, Lucena fighting Mayer and Casebeer off a few times there and coming up with the big point just in the nick of time. They did not want to go down 18-15. Instead, they got Phil Dalhausser on the line, down 16-17 in this first set of this men's semifinal. Casebeer takes that one out of the middle. Now he ends up on the right and goes high off Lucena, but Dalhausser's there. Transition opportunity here for Mayer. And Mayer goes off Lucena and out of the stadium.
You keep that ball, sir. That's all yours. Oh, man. Just giving away a souvenir. We appreciate it, though.
Little needle from announcer Mark Sherman as that ball went into the beer deck.
Casebeer back on the line. He is dangerous from there. He wants this victory. Looks like he's going to go with a float here. Interesting strategy.
It's always a little hard to tell what the wind is doing down on stadium court. We're kind of up in the bird's nest up here where it's real breezy. But you would think they would have to maintain kind of a more aggressive posture if they're going to complete a victory against Phil and Nick, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know the strategy. Obviously, sometimes you serve it easy to set up your defense, but Lucena sees that he goes with the float. It's an easy pass for him to make, puts Phil up on two quickly, while you have Casebeer running up from the backcourt, and he's late to the block. Definitely Lucena just took advantage of that weak serve from Casebeer there. Here's Casebeer looking to make up for it, get that 2-point lead back, and he does. Squeaks it under Phil Dalhausser. Real sharp swing there.
It's a couple Phil's just barely missed in the angle, kind of uncharacteristically for him, right?
Definitely, and you can see by his reaction that he's expecting to make those blocks. But got to give credit to Casebeer with a really nice swing. Another seam swing by Lucena, and Mayer's all over it. And look at that. Once again, Dalhausser, Lucena on their heels from Casebeer and Mayer. Johnny Mayer lives in, or is from Culver City in Los Angeles. Nice line chop shot from Nick Lucena. Staying alive here in this first set.
Phil need 2 real points from the service line to stay in set number 1. A side out from Jeremy and
Casebeer
Sean.
gave him a little bit of court and he took it. Now we're going to see Phil with the jump serve. As he clears his runway. Phil Dalhausser looking to fight off set point. And he gets the trickle ace. Wow.
For the ace.
Just when he needs it most,
19.
Phil gets the ace.
Still a set point, though, with big blocker Nick Lucena at the net.
I like this timeout. Phil kind of went for that serve, got the ace. You got to think that that builds a little bit of confidence in his mind. Phil's definitely a guy you don't want with too much confidence on the line. Take a timeout here from Johnny Mayer and Jeremy Casebeer. Let that ace kind of get out of your mind. Come back with the fresh mentality to finish this set off and fight off the big serve of Phil Dalhausser. I like the timeout there. Here's Jason Lockhead, the New Zealand native who played on World Tour for a little while here. And there you see the kills of this match. Jeremy Casebeer and John Mayer getting most of the kills. As you see, they're in the lead here, which means Dalhausser and Lucena were getting their points in other ways.
Blocks and aces, I would guess.
Blocks, aces. I guess that's the only other way.
I guess that's the only other way. Makes that an incredibly educated guess.
And here we go. Set point number 3.
You can see both teams kind of going after both players fairly equally, though, which is unusual.
Right. Lucena staying at the net in this crunch time situation. Got to expect Phil to go for it. He does, but right to Mayer. Mayer drops it, angle, beautiful shot there by Johnny Mayer.
Jeremy Casebeer.
Taking the easy way out, seeing the open court.
And since I found Mpu, he is ready to go. Mpu, the official AVP photographer,
And Chris, part of the operations crew.
There it is, Casebeer and Mayer feeling it. Haven't dropped a set to the #1 seed in the tournament yet.
Yeah, that's
We're gonna,
3 for 3. That's impressive.
Very impressive. Best team in the world. Nick Lucena and Phil Dalhausser.
To the other side, once you get to the end line, you get back on the bat, you spin around again, and then the first
Check out what Mark Sherman's up to down on the sand.
This line is the winner. We got it? We all good? Who's got Chris for the win? Who's pulling for Chris right now from Newsly? And what about my man Empu? In 3, 2, 1, go. Empu turning the hat around. Good form by both of you. I like the speed you're going with, Chris. We're gonna get real dizzy. Empu, pick it up a little bit. Get that head on the bat, Empu, and stop. Run down here. Running down the end line. Here we go. The first person to make it here starts spinning quicker. Oh, and the shout out to the wannabes. And we start spinning again. This part didn't really matter. Get down there, Empu.
Let's go!
Keep spinning, Chris. And go. First one to make it here wins. First one to the end line. Empu, slow and steady, taking it down. And Empu moving on to the semifinals, so we get to do it again, buddy. Nice job, Chris.
Hey, great game, Johnny.
And here we go. Let's welcome the gentlemen back on the court. 1-0 for Casebeer and Mayer.
Entertaining as always, Mark Sherman. Gotta love that dizzy bat.
And a
Timeout
nice
game.
job by the court crew cleaning up the after effects of the dizzy bat competition.
Casebeer and Mayer off to another good start with the Lucena error. That one goes in the net as Lucena tries to squeak it down the line. There's a nice off-speed shot by Lucena as he ties it up. Talked with Lucena and Dalhausser earlier, or their coach at least, and he kind of explained that the reason they're split blocking is they're trying to take a little pressure off themselves, feeling a little stressed out from a long year. They set their goals to win the World Tour Finals and the Manhattan Beach Open, which they did. And they felt like giving themselves a little extra challenge, but also something that's a little more fun for them, which is split blocking. They're certainly both capable of it. As you see, they're in the semifinals. But it'll be quite a statement to end the year if they can win the tournament split blocking. Casebeer on the line.
I would think that would be mildly frustrating for the rest of the field as well.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely shows how confident they are, and you feel that as the competition kind of feels. In some ways, you could take it. The competition could take it like, okay, you're giving up at the end and taking it easy, joking around, smiling, laughing while you play, and still winning. But in their minds, they've earned it. They've set their goals. They won the tournaments they wanted to. They show up here ready to have fun and finish the year on a good note. All perspective, I suppose.
And it's a little bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of a thing for them, because we see them typically very subdued,
right,
emotionally,
That's
right?
true.
And so seeing them out here smiling, laughing, having a little bit of fun, some people take offense to that, but those are the same people oftentimes that want to see more emotion out of them,
Yeah, exactly.
right? So I think it's nice to see.
Right.
Even if ultimately it may not be successful, we'll find out as this match goes on here, but Johnny and Jeremy in an early lead here in set number 2 as well.
Casebeer and Mayer having a great tournament, and they're definitely due for a good tournament. In my opinion, at least, and I think in their own opinion as well, they've kind of underperformed this year, haven't made any finals, haven't even made as many semifinals as they would have liked to. So finishing on a good note would definitely be a huge positive for this team because you kind of feel like you're as good as your last finish, and you want to finish season strong so that you have that feeling going throughout the whole off season, and you want to carry momentum into next season. Side switch at 4-3.
Men's draw is such a minefield too. There's so many good teams out here these days.
That is going to be out
Obviously,
of
our
bounds.
4
It will be
remaining teams,
Johnny.
Phil and Nick, Jeremy and John, Hayden and Doherty,
Or not.
and Slick and Allen. Then you have Crab, Rosenthal, Gibb and Crab, Brunner Patterson,
Yep.
Triborn and whoever he picks up.
It's and there's a lot of young players. The guys kind of entering their late 20s and early 30s that are looking to make some statements against these older players like Mayer, Lucena, Dalhausser, Patterson, guys like Jeremy Casebeer in that 28-year-old range, and I will throw myself into that conversation as well.
How old are you
Lucena,
now?
big old
Just
ace,
tagging
28 years
the
old.
sideline
28.
is the
Yeah.
bounce, and it's an ace for Phillip.
Decided to take the year off,
Yeah.
rest a little bit.
The miles start to stack up at 27. You want to make sure that you don't
Exactly.
get too worn down.
That's what I was thinking. Here's Dalhausser back on the line. Just got an ace. Now he goes up the middle. Mayer handles it well. And Mayer buries that one.
Beautiful swing from the left
In front of
southpaw
Dalhausser.
down the line. And now John.
I will say, Johnny Mayer, one of the best players I've played against when he's in shallow sand, when he's jumping well. He's not used to having all those angles because he is an undersized player. But when he's jumping well in sand like this, where it rained last night and it's a little hard packed, Johnny Mayer has been one of the best players I've ever seen in terms of hitting every different tempo, every different spot on the court, and just taking advantage of a full, well-rounded offense. Lucena in the net. 7-6, Mayer and Casebeer.
Yeah, Johnny is certainly a cerebral player, I would consider him. Really bright guy, really spends a lot of time thinking about the game and how to improve.
Here's Lucena setting up Dalhausser. Poke shot, but Mayer's all over it. Oh, not the best drop right there.
We'll switch
I
sides.
think Mayer probably told his partner on that one, maybe stay at the net when Phil's within 3 feet.
At the very least, you got to put your helmet on,
Yeah.
just in case.
Do I have any Nick Lucena, Phil Dalhausser fans in the crowd? Any?
Johnny Mayer right there. As you mentioned, is a very cerebral player, which makes sense because he's the head coach of the LMU Women's Beach program, as well as a full-time player here on the AVP Tour. And Casebeer
Another one for
doesn't even
Phillip.
move on that ace
48-7.
from Phil Dalhausser. It looked like Casebeer was a little out of position. Took a step into the seam as Phil tossed it, which basically made him take his chances. If Phil hit the line, he had no chance at it. Now Casebeer sets up closer to the line and steps into the seam and gets aced in the seam. So Casebeer trying to play some games with Phil back there and serve receive. Casebeer moves into the seam, Phil hits the line. Casebeer moves into the line, Phil hits the seam.
I like that tactic, though, from Jeremy. You know, when you're facing a serve as tough as Phil Dalhausser's jump serve when he's got it going like he does right now, sometimes you just want to give him a different look.
And now he buries it down Johnny Mayer's line.
Around the world, as it were.
Around the world. Down one sideline, down the middle, and down the other sideline. 3 in a row. That
Especially
is
like
rare.
clearly Phil can hit it anywhere, as he's just shown us with his last 3 serves. So when you're a receiver, you don't want to just always stand in the exact same spot and give him a comfortable look at the same formation from your team
Right.
over and over again. So if you can make little moves like Jeremy does, sometimes that can throw off a server just enough.
or it can open up court, which is the risk you have there.
It's a little bit of a risk, yeah, but remaining static is maybe just as much of a risk, if not more so.
For sure. You want to make that server think a little bit. If he sees you step when he makes that toss, you know, his toss is already up in the air, so where he's going to hit it with the most power is kind of already been dictated.
And as we often talk about, even the best, most well-laid plans out here don't always.
Casebeer, low seam.
Jeremy, get one of those aces back. It's 9-10.
And they're back. Within one, Mayer and Casebeer. Another stuff as Lucena forcing that ball through the seam. Casebeer staying steady and disciplined in that seam. I think that's a great call on a guy like Nick Lucena. He uses that seam hit so much. I like my chances with Jeremy Casebeer taking that ball away from him. Make Lucena make the difficult play. Goes seam again. Mayer digs it up, and Lucena's going to get another chance in trans. Tries to drop that one. And Mayer puts it away. Lucena struggling right now. As we go into the technical timeout. 4 points in a row from Mayer and Casebeer, coming off of that three ace run from Phil Dalhausser.
And I really like how they maintain their composure. You know, oftentimes, especially against a team like Phil and Nick, you can tend to get out of what it is you do well as a team. Tend to press a little bit because you go, oh my goodness, we don't want to let this get away from us. Phil's in front of us, serving well, and all that kind of stuff that goes through your head as a player. But they really did a nice job of just settling in, knowing that they're playing some great defense themselves, and scoring 4 straight in return. Going to the technical timeout with a lead. What really well done from Jeremy and John.
DJ Roche getting the crowd going here. A lively atmosphere here as we approach high noon here in Chicago. Such a good vibe. So fun to be around the AVP Tour this year. Each and every event getting better and better. There you have the ace stats of the match. Kind of speaks for itself right there. Lucena or Dalhausser dominating from the service line, yet they're still losing the match, which shows, I mean, really Lucena's been struggling a bit as they go after him, and Casebeer's been getting some blocks. Mayer's certainly been getting a bunch of digs. You take away the few blocks and aces from Dalhausser, and this could be almost a blowout for Mayer and Casebeer.
Yeah, unusual to see Jeremy Casebeer with 0 aces. Wouldn't be surprised if he uncorks a few late
Johnny
in this
Mayer's
second
deadly from the line as well in this shallow sand. Lucena takes a big look and goes up and over the block. Tie it at 11.
Number 2, we got 11-11 with Nicholas at the line.
Lucena going short. Casebeer puts it away. Notice Lucena serving Casebeer short. Instead of taking that short serve, lifting it, and coming back in with a straight approach, he goes with the push. Not letting the huge block of Phil Dalhausser set up, get his feet underneath him. Makes the defense shift with him, and it works well. Nice play there. Good decision making by Casebeer. Youngest player on the court. There's Mayer sitting in that seam again. And Mayer goes high off the block, and another kill. Lucena just forcing that seam. And the defense is either putting the block in it or is having Mayer sit in it. Let's see if Nick goes away from it. Just keeps hammering that seam, and Mayer and Casebeer keep capitalizing.
Casey Patterson calls that the JV angle. It's just kind of that vanilla right towards the corner angle, and Johnny just sitting on it and making Nick and Phil pay.
And it works so well usually, but you have to set it up with the rest of your shots, right?
Right.
Make them bite on your cut or your high line before you hit that seam shot.
That one won't quite clear. It's 12-13.
Phil looking to keep his team in it from the service line here.
And he does. 7 aces on the match. Phil Dalhausser.
On cue.
There's one of the reasons why they made this switch, knowing that there is a benefit to having Phil back on the service line, not having to run up to the net after. He can give a little extra juice, a little extra jump on that serve, take his second or two to reset and play some defense. And he goes down the line, 8 aces on the match. Dalhausser absolutely carrying Nick Lucena right now from the service line.
8 aces in 1.5 sets is a pretty good number, I think.
That's unheard of. We might be approaching some kind of record here pretty soon if this thing goes to 3. Watch Mayer's line. That's what I'm looking for. No, he goes down the seam. And Nick Lucena almost getting the block here. Free ball to Phil Dalhausser. Going high angle over the top of the block. Nick giving it up to his partner.
I think Nick was wavering between giving his partner credit or taking credit himself there.
Yeah.
I think he was doing a little bit of
Claimed
both.
it from the fans a little bit, and then pointed to his partner. See, these two certainly having fun, even with their backs against the wall, and looking to take this set. Basically, Phil Dalhausser, pretty simple serving strategies. He's got 3 options every time he goes up. He's either going to hit the seam or one of the sidelines, but he does it with incredible angles and power. Let's see where he chooses to go here. This one, Johnny Mayer's line. I almost called it a play ago, but I knew it was open. I knew he wanted it. 9 aces. Are you kidding me, Phil Dalhausser? Let Nick play.
Well, Phil's showing
Nick's
here
getting bored.
why he's probably the only player in the world who can take over a volleyball match single-handedly.
Yeah.
Right? There's some great servers. You got Ivandro, and I mean even Jeremy Casebeer, Johnny Mayer, both great servers in their own right. But Phil can stuff balls. He's a great setter, but he's showing also that he can serve teams off the court.
Yeah. Which is exactly what he did right there as Johnny Mayer and Casebeer leave the court to get a little momentum change.
Good point. Yeah, he literally served them.
16-13. It doesn't feel good when you're playing well, winning the transition ball, winning all the small plays when the ball's in play, but you're still losing because of what Phil Dalhausser is doing from the line.
And the fact that he's got so much range, he's showing us that he can go to either sideline, he can go down the middle. You have no idea where the ball is coming. And it's really kind of a helpless feeling in serve receive.
This is the situation where my partners and I, we make a mindset change. We say, we're not in serve receive, we're playing defense now. Let's play defense, get this ball in the air, just don't give him an ace. And they fight that one off. Casebeer puts it away, high angle. Lucena's in the net anyway. And we're at a 2-point game. I mean, it's a 2-point game and your opponent has 9 aces. You could take that as a positive as well, right?
Right. Yeah, and the last service run that Phil went on, Johnny and Jeremy came right back and scored 4 straight. So they're by no means out of this second set.
Gotta think they're going at Lucena here. Let's see if Lucena continues with that seam swing, and he does. Going right back at it.
However, he got into the middle of the court there a little bit, so that angle was changed just enough that the defense of Johnny and Jeremy wasn't able to just kind of sit.
Jeremy didn't want to take too much of a step into the angle, giving up a lot of line, and Nick exploited it. Low seam again as Casebeer, nice line swing, tool in the block. Casebeer spent his offseason in Brazil. Here's Casebeer setting up Mayer off a huge dig, and Lucena's there in transition, puts it away. Wow.
What a play from both sides.
Two great digs.
And then Nick Lucena right up the gut in the seam. It's 18-15.
Great defensive play from Johnny Mayer. Not often does Phil get scooped. He does so beautifully. Great set, but then a nice play from Nick Lucena in return.
Dalhausser back on the line. Defense mode for Casebeer and Mayer as he hits that one into the net. It's a big play right there, getting Dalhausser off the line.
Yeah, that's a mini win right there.
Definitely want to get him off the line quickly, and they got a good shot here, the way that they're playing, to take this 1 and 2. But Lucena starting to move it around well, looking more and more comfortable. 19-16, 2 points away from going to 3 sets.
So Reed Pretty, one of the things he said about how can I be a better teammate, one of his responses, his main responses, learn to be a better server. And I think Phil's showing us exactly why that's such a pertinent answer, because it's affecting Nick positively, just the fact that his big partner's back there bombing aces, right?
Right, for sure.
Jeremy and John scoring pretty consistently on Nick, but now Nick's feeling a little looser, a little more relaxed out on the court because his partner has 9 aces, right? So just through being an amazing server, at least in this match, Phil is being an incredible teammate and lifting his partner up.
Right.
That's something to note as a young player coming up if you're wondering, how can I be a better teammate? Be a better server, start there, because that's something you can control a little bit.
20-17 set point with
Casebeer hits that one about 15 feet out of bounds. He was really going for it on that one. Kind of an acer out swing, it looked like, and it was out. Dalhausser back on the line, looking to close this set out.
Oh
and
my goodness.
An ace.
Ace number 10.
That was an ace, but Nick almost landed on that ball. That would have been tragic. Fortunately, nothing bad happened there.
There you have it. We're going 3, as it should be, in the men's semifinals. 2 of the hottest teams out here all weekend. Dalhausser, Mayer doing the coin flip. Mayer winning it, choosing to stay on this side of the court. Same side as his bench.
As you mentioned earlier, that's the first set that Johnny and Jeremy have dropped to the #1 team in the world this weekend.
Right. So now it's 2-1 in set totals. 3-1. Sorry, yes, 3-1.